Hello, everybody. Rob Grasso here again, back with another video. This time we're talking about the types of goals that we may be setting for ourselves. Last time we talked about why we set goals. Today, let's actually go into the types of goals that we really want to focus on. You know, goals do come in all shapes and sizes. You know, we can have goals for what we do with our work or for school. Both kind of go hand in hand. We can have goals for our own health and well-being, whether it's exercise or mental health. We can have goals for our personal lives, dealing with friends, family, loved ones. Lastly, goals just for fun. Sometimes we just want to kick back and cut loose. Be a small goal, maybe going on vacation in the summer. That could be a goal. Or something like learning a new skill. Learning how to, play an instrument, how to code, type, something like that. That could be for fun. Maybe we'll be using that for work or school. Maybe we're using that for our own well-being. Goals, you got to understand, sometimes do mesh together. So, for example, I just mentioned learning a new skill. Let's say you're learning how to program something. Maybe you love doing programming. Maybe you love typing up code and using different programs for that. Maybe it's for school, or maybe it's for your job. Maybe you're doing it just because you enjoy doing it, or because your friends are learning it too and you want to do it as well. You see how the different types can sometimes overlap like that. And that's just a standard sort of regular example, silly example, honestly. This could come into any form. Let's say doing well in school, for example. Obviously, that's a good goal for school and goals for work and school, but maybe it's also helping your own mental health. Maybe you're bringing up your average from a 70 to a 90. Something like that. So those are some of the types. Now let's talk about length. Short versus medium versus long-term goals. And if you haven't guessed, it's pretty self-explanatory what they are. Short-term goals, things you want to do today, tomorrow, or in a few weeks, maybe a month. I want to go to the gym tomorrow, and I want to start trying to go 3 times a week. There's your short-term goal. I want to make sure I have all of my homework done for the next 2 weeks. There's your short-term goal. Very simple, very self-explanatory. Little things, but things that are important nonetheless. Medium-term goals. Things you want to achieve within the next few months or within the year. Those type of goals are very important because they can be very good stepping stones for the third category, long-term goals, which I'll get to in a second. So next few months, you want to prepare yourself so you do well the next semester or the next marking period you're going through in school. Maybe you want to try and aim for a 90 average, let's say. You're currently at a 75. So you got a medium-term goal for the next 4 or 5 months. You're going to, or however long a marking period is, you're going to prepare yourself. You're going to do better on your exams, do better on your tests, get a good night's sleep every night to make sure you get higher grades for school. Maybe a medium-term goal could be something as simple as I'm trying to save up a bunch of money so I can do something like purchase a car. Many people would be doing that for a medium-term goal, but that could also be a long-term goal. Long-term goals are what you want to do for later in life, whether it is within 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, or even longer. What college or what job you want to go to would be good examples of long-term goals. How are you going to get there? What do you need to do to get there? If you want to go into a good college, what kind of grades do you need? When do you need to send out the college admissions letter? All of those type of things would go into your long-term plans to get to that college. What kind of job do you want to apply for? What skills do you need? What education do you need? Is it more vocational training for this type of job, or do you actually need a college diploma for it? What should your resume look like? These are all long-term goals. Maybe it takes a while to prepare yourself for that job, but those are just two of many examples of what a long-term goal could be. They can come in many forms, and just like the types of goals we mentioned previously, the length of the goals sometimes pancake together as well. Short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals do go hand in hand. You don't have to stress over multiple goals at once. In fact, it's quite normal to work on a short-term to a long-term goal. For example, let's say you want a long-term goal of getting healthier and losing 30 pounds. Well, short-term goal right now is to make sure you get a good night's sleep for the next couple of weeks, get up early, go to the gym, start exercising, maybe go on a treadmill, lift weights, take up a cycling class, whatever it might be. A medium-term goal for losing that 30 pounds might be every 2 months you do a weigh-in. See how much weight you've lost or how much weight you've gained. Maybe it's also learning new dieting techniques or learning to cook new foods that'll help for your long-term weight loss goal. That's how goals can fit together. So we should never stress over the fact that we have multiple goals that we need to accomplish. And the final thing we need to consider is also how smart our goals are. SMART goals refers to, and it's an acronym, it refers to specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And it also technically can be a bunch of different other words in there as well. You may see that all out on the internet. The whole point, however, of what SMART goals are is it allows us to take the types of goals that we have already. So let's use this as an example. We want to get a 90 for the next marking period or for the next semester for school. So let's be more specific. Now, a good way of doing this is asking, the standard who, what, where, when, why type of questions. What classes do we need to improve? What exams are we taking for those classes? What homeworks are we have to submit? When are those exams happening? When are those homeworks due? How are we going to study for those exams? How are we going to do those homeworks? And so on. The more specific we are, the more likely we could stay motivated, and that directly keys into being measurable with our goals. Tracking our progress so we can stay motivated. Assessing our progress is a good way to help us stay focused, to meet our deadlines, and also to feel a little bit of excitement as we slowly achieve our goal, especially for one that could be maybe in the medium or long term. So if we want to get that 90 for the marking period, we got to measure our own progress of how we're doing that. What were the results of the previous exams we've taken? Or of the homework assignments we've put in? Do we have to be in school every day on time? Maybe we're absent a lot or something like that previously. How can we make sure that we're not absent again? Anything can be measurable in that way. Next step would then be achievable. Is what we're doing actually achievable? Is it something that we can accomplish? We'll talk about that more in a second because it ties directly into the other two parts, realistic and timely. Realistic refers to how realistic is it for us to actually accomplish our goals. So, where am I at right now is a good question to ask while you're in this process. If you're trying to get that 90 average for the marking period, where are you in the middle of that marking period? There's 3 weeks left. Maybe that's not enough time. Keep that in mind. Maybe if you had 2 months, it might be more likely that you can achieve your goals. Timely comes into this as well. How much time does it take to attain your goal? Obviously, understanding your circumstances helps make your goals more realistic in this way. So also knowing your limitations as well as knowing where and when to maybe be more realistic with your goals. For example, maybe you cannot get that 90 average, but you can get an 80 or an 85. Maybe it's time to retool your goals to make that achievable, because that can be done in a timely way, and you're still being very specific, obviously, you're still measuring everything you need to do, but now you're just retooling it to a different goal. And that doesn't mean you should just throw out your previous goal either. All that means is you're just retooling what you have to do to achieve your goals. So that's SMART goals. Remember the acronym? Remember how it fits in with the different types of goals, with the different lengths of goals? Hopefully this has all been very helpful. Thank you all again for listening, and have a good one. Until next time.